Red 2 standing by, all for lit, and in the green, welcome back to Banjo-Kazooie. It's been a little while between recording sessions, but we can go through the 450 note door. So, these rooms in here, you can see there's a world entry over there, but there's plenty to do and we need to raise the water levels because, well, we can't reach whatever's up there. But we have a few good secrets along the way when we do. Now, we can make our way to one of the water level switches with a bit of work, and it requires the next level to get there. And we also get sassed by Grunty. And Banjo is still copping it, so let's at least finish staring at shrapnel and get underwater. So if we head through here, we are going to the entry room of perhaps the game's most infamous level, Rusty Bucket Bay, which also happens to be my favourite. Yes, this was actually my first experience with Banjo-Kazooie, and yes, somehow I wound up liking the game anyway. Don't ask, it's just one of those weird things. Anyway, we can avoid our fish, and we'll need to swim over to this tunnel here, but if I can avoid getting eaten by a fish, right up there, you'll notice another pathway, and you'll also notice the ship setting in the wall. So, that is our date with Destiny and the most infamous room in the entire game. The engine room will come. It will be painful. Especially since I'm not going to cheat by using save states. I've mostly used that to keep track of where I was. At one point I managed to flub things because I accidentally saved over the save point I'd established and had to go through a lot to get back to where I was. Oh well. But if we head up here... So we can jump up here and do some more jumping, and we'll go in head again. Now, we can't access that pathway just yet. We need at least the level 1 water switch. How do we get that? Look at that painting over there. Well, that puzzle. That is part of how we get to it. I think there's an extra life up behind those... Oh, yeah. Hang on. So I can see it sort of out of the corner of my eye. Life's there. Life's not. Life's there. Life's not. Life's there. Life's... What is with the draw distance on that? I should be looking at it directly, but I can just see it out of the corner of my eye and then no. Yes, no. Weird. So, make our way up here by use of the feathery flap. Don't get stuck on the walls. And one of my favourite levels in the game. Mad Monster Mansion. So, it's worth noting, it's because of this level that I have a little fascination with the way the sky looks on moonlit nights with clouds accompanying it. It just... Crap, I forgot about that. It just looks so beautiful. It's really, really nice. It's just a really nice effect. Whoa. Narrowly avoided getting my keister bitten. But yeah, it just looks so beautiful and sort of... Just the way the moonlight illuminates the clouds is something really spectacular. It's just one of those interesting little natural phenomena that I really, really like. The way it just affects everything around it so well. And it's interesting to note that on cold nights, those icy rings you get around the moon. Oh, just... Of course, once I forget that there's a Mumbo token to be had, I can't do it. Oh boy, hold on a moment. I'm bad at this. Still bad. I've got worse. Now, I wonder. Damn it, it's gone away. I was gonna see if I could poop eggs on it. Alright, now we're up here. If we go behind the whip crack, yes, those... The tree-like ones are whip cracks and the tentacle ones are whip lash. They are slightly different. Ever so slightly different. So, where do we go to get to Mad Monster Mansion? Well, you might have seen it back when I went to the entrance of... to the puzzle, sorry, for Gobi's Valley. At least I called it a puzzle this time and didn't say a painting. Which brings up the immortal question, why is it bad that Mario's stuck in a painting in Luigi's mansion? Probably because the painting didn't actually lead anywhere. Okay. So, with all that done, we can just sort of move across the room. Now, there's something did I actually do it? I'm just kind of curious to see if I did. Because... if I can get onto the... I can get onto this... and I get my jump just right. I'm sure I've got the Brentilda. Now... did I? Nice. Oh, I already did it. That's good. It has been a little while. Rather than worrying about the beak bomb, that's the faster way to wind up smashing the eye of that grunty statue so you can actually get the Witch Switch Jiggy from Mad Monster Mansion. And so this lava room, I think we looked over to it, but just a little reminder, that winding path over there, that leads to a Brentilda and that leads to the second Cheeto. Don't fall off. I mean, you can if you want to, but you will fall into lava and you will die.
It burns! And you will die!
Thank you, CDI Ganon. So we head through here and we get some pretty gorgeous music. Now, these gates, smack these down as early as you can, because you can't break them when you're a pumpkin, which is the transformation in Mad Monster Mansion. So you will need to go in here and wind up getting a special transformation back to yourself from Mumbo, and then you can hit the water level switch. Yeah, this looks really cool. Honestly, this little area and Mad Monster Mansion itself just look amazing. There is a Brentilda out here. So, behind one of the gravestones, I think oh, which one? There we are. Now let me get my Brenty consulting notebook. And why am I still using the old controller anyway? Can you find a working pen when you need it? No. Okay, but enough moaning about that. Let's get on into Mad Monster Mansion. Woo! Whee! Woo! Okay, so going back to commentary now that we've had a bit of a listen to the music, and apologies for interrupting it with the wading boots. Limbos, like Mum-Mums, can only be killed by the Wonder Wing. Otherwise, they'll just sort of put themselves back together. I'm really not having much luck activating the Talon Trot. There we go. So, you have probably seen the gates located around the area. You will need to smack those down in order to access certain areas. So, you will need that in order to get into the churchyard, which we'll do a little bit later, and to get through the maze near the start of the level, which I'll head back to. Because we're going to run into another enemy there that actually winds up needing the Wonder Wing. And if you're paying attention, there was a bit of mystery back in the old days. Those gates, where did they lead to? What was there? Was there anything behind it? Was there a secret level there or something? There was all sorts of interesting speculation, at least from what I remember. Turns out it's just sort of the front gates of the level, and it's there for aesthetic purposes. So once we've roamed around and had a look at the exterior of the mansion, then we can get to breaking and entering, because yeah, you kind of need to. Okay, so Tee-Hee is the name of that ghost. You can probably tell by the laugh. You can easily dispatch them with the Wonder Wing, but absolutely nothing else. Perks of being an incorporeal entity, I guess. Must have done a fair bit of flying back in Gobi's Valley. So, there's our Jinjo. We've got a couple already. Most of Mad Monster Mansion is not actually that difficult. It can be a little fiddly to navigate for a first timer, but then again, isn't everything? Ah, rightio, we need to smack that down from the other side. That's mostly a shortcut. We can do that later on, but it's not a big deal if we wind up getting exactly what we need from roaming around here. Yeah, things are pretty simple here. Couple more notes. Is there anything up that top area? So now that we've wandered through the hedge maze, we can actually climb up the different areas of the mansion, and I'm going to give you a proper tour. Do we want to go around the outside, around the outside, around the outside? What is the best way to do this? This is kind of a tourist trap in a sense. Am I a really good tour guide? Now here's the question. So we've wandered around the hedge maze. We can't easily get on top of of those, we would have to jump from the top of the mansion roofs, or the eaves. Alright, that takes care of Nibbly the bat, and we can get wind up getting a few notes around here. There are 4 situated. Remember that. You will need to actually utilize that drain pipe. Any window that has light coming from it, you can wind up smashing. We'll go on a little bit of a tour. Do we want to fall off? So, there's of course something down here. There's a little wine cellar there. You've got all sorts of interesting things in this mansion. So, and this pathway, you'll need that to access the roof as the pumpkin. I didn't even register that bat was there until it was too late. Oh well, that took care of that. Do we have any more notes? So, yeah, unsurprisingly, you can break those, and we're near another ginger. So this pretty much takes you all the way around the air. Oh, just always that little bit of momentum. My arch nemesis in platformers, just that hint of momentum that throws you off the edge. Okay. Have to be very, very careful around here. Did I've at least got the... No, I didn't even get the Jinjo, because I fell off first. So, there's Jinjo number 3. The pink Jinjo... Blast. I've gone blank on that, but... So, we can go down the chimney, and we will eventually need to. But where do we start? Do we go for the hut over there with the light emanating from it? Do we go to the haunted churchyard? Or do we just go via the front door? I say we be good guests and let ourselves in via the front door. So, these 2 guests are rather dumb. Let's make sure they're unwelcome. So, as you can see, there is a very big room, and I definitely do need to actually start using the new Joy-Cons I bought. So, we've got a painting of Grunty's broom. There's Mumbo for some reason. You can see Klungo over there in the corner. There's Grunty's castle off in the corner there. There's Brentilda. Oh no, wait, hang on. Is that Grunty, or is that... Who is that? I need to get closer. But, if we get closer, there is something of a nightingale floor effect. Who woke Napper while he's sleeping? I can hear someone down there creeping. So, Napper, not that Napper, but of course I had to at least try to sound like Ghost Napper and failed miserably. But, Napper now becomes corporeal if we wake him up. My golden prize you may not take, not while old Napper's awake. Oh, it's Dingpot. It's Dingpot over there, and Grunty's portrait is near the head of the table. So we can't do anything about getting that Jiggy just yet. But if we go back to the top of the mansion, we can. You're supposed to sneak in through the fireplace, feathery flap, get the Jiggy, and go from there. There is also a Mumbo token at the back of the fireplace. I think we have to Wonder Wing to get it. Yeah, because otherwise we wind up getting burned. Fire indeed hot, Banjo. So, our little nightingale floor effect has essentially allowed Napper to laugh at us. Now, you'll note that Mad Monster Mansion has a lot of these breakable windows. When you're a first timer, this is going to be incredibly puzzling because you won't really know where to go or what to do. you will have to search everywhere if you want all the notes. And you're going to encounter those portrait chompers as well. They're basically skeletal grill chompers. Oh, they didn't make that one a grill chomper, that portrait chomper. Sorry, I just got their name right. That would have been dickish, but it would have been funny. So, where else do we have? Okay, so on the first floor. Let's go in here. Now I remember where the pink Jinjo is. So, this little storeroom. I think I actually just walked into the fire again. So, this little store... You can roll underneath them, though. Okay, now. This is Captain Black Eye, the villain of the original work that Banjo-Kazooie started out as, Project Dream. He was an antagonist figure at some point along the way. Interestingly enough, Captain Black Eye returns in Banjo-Tooie, where he can be seen somewhat drunk or seasick. I think it's actually seasick because he doesn't drink very much, at the back of Jolly's Tavern in Jolly Roger's Lagoon. You do need to help him out along the way. I think you get something for it, I can't remember off the top of my head. But he will have a selection of random comments that include mentioning that a bear and bird stole his dream. A lovely little reference to Rare's previous projects. Okay, so we're well stocked up on eggs, but there's not much more we can get here. We might as well pop into the wine cellar and grab a drink. I mean, we're probably getting a little bit thirsty. Bust our way down here. And what do we got? Well, 1881 seems like a pretty good year. So yes, 1881. Do remember that because it turns up as a trivia question. Note, that barrel that is sealed off, if you enter one of the stop and swap codes, you will get one of the eggs for stop and swap by going through there. Otherwise, we get eggs, nothing. Now is that the one? I think that's the one. So, this Mumbo token, we need to behold that. I believe the collection flag for this Mumbo token right here is actually linked to another Mumbo token in the toilet. Yes, there is a Mumbo token and a Jiggy down the toilet. You need to be the pumpkin. These two share the same, I think it's these ones, that these two share the same collection flags. So if you collect this one, but you do not see the other one, then that one will disappear. However, if you see this one, then you make the other one appear, then you collect that one, this one will remain here. So I'll experiment, and if I get it wrong... there's the Jiggy. So that whistling means we got a Jinjo. So it looks like it's not that well stocked, the old wine cellar. Grunty must be pretty parsimonious. Alright, we've got one more Jinjo to go. We're not doing too badly. What's in there? A gold feather. I need that. So let's move on to the second floor of the mansion. We'll continue our little tour. The reason I'm taking my time to do this is because there's actually a lot to see in Mad Monster Mansion. There's a fair bit to go through, and if you're not paying attention, you can miss out on a few things. It's also nice to go through everything and just sort of go, where would I go back as a kid? Just being able to discover everything. So this is here is the bathroom. There's a shower curtain. And some red feathers washing up. We can get that Mumbo token there pretty safely, and if we jump in, we can.
Bear is much too fat to fit in Logo's mouth.
I'm fairly certain there's an entendre in there somewhere. You could do something dirty with that. But there's another window around here, so you must smash the second floor windows. Ah! Instant slipping. No good. Suppose it is a pretty steep roof. Alright, that worked. So you have to smash both of these in order for the pumpkin to do some things. Because we can get some things here. We can get some gold feathers in this collection room. But not all of them. So we can't fit under there. And if you go here, there's one of our empty honeycombs and a few eggs. But we can't fit under the floor, so we have to get the pumpkin. You have to smash those. I will pop up to the highest part of the mansion, and then we'll finish we'll wrap up our little whistle stop tour. Don't know if I'd call it a whistle stop tour. So, you have to take that out. We can get some... We can get another Mumbo token. We can defeat a ghost. And there's a gold feather behind here. Right on top of this is our Jinjo, which will get us another Jiggy. So there we go, a very nice bedroom and a very nice Jiggy. 4-poster bed and everything. So you can definitely tell it's a nice location. Three-story property, very nice location, very spacious rooms, beautiful art. Comes with its own churchyard. It's got a well. Definitely seems like it's a bit abandoned because... Wrong one. And it's a little bit of a fixer-upper. But it's got plenty of charm. It's got a nice rustic look. It's got very strong slate rooftops. It's got a nice fireplace. It's adjacent to a church. All sorts of interesting features. I'm just trying to think about this. Almost like, I'm just curious, can I shill it like a real estate agent? What sort of interesting things would we wind up... Now, you can use the shock jump, but you can also jump up there normally. And we're back here. Now, we have to stick this. Too much momentum. Now, Nappa is now intangible. The table does not creak.
Grunty's gold, how it's shone. She'll be mad now it's gone.
Yes, I'm mad, my boot I'll put up your useless spooky butt.
And he runs off. So, if you want, take flight, and there's a flexing banjo up there. Wheel around. Well, we collected it. You can actually land on the chandelier. But, well, there you go. You've had a pretty good tour of the property. It's got very nice construction, very nice high ceilings, and beautiful high ceilings, polished timber floorboards, lovely stone construction, bluestone slate roofs. It comes with its own wine cellar, lovely veranda. It's adjacent to the church. It's got its own gardens, its own well. It's got a lovely, well-maintained hedge maze. Garden shed adjacent. What more could you possibly want? How about another episode? Well, we'll get to that later. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.